Visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com.
The Brewers are coming. The Brewers are coming. Too late. They're already here.
Bye-bye baseball! A two-homer day for number 22.
Our Brewers Red Sox game day coverage starts today at 11:35. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Good morning. 10 o'clock, we have 56 degrees. It's cloudy and rainy today, high up to only 58. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The jury is seated. Instructions have been delivered. Prosecutors made their opening statements this morning. Now attorneys for Maxwell Anderson are making theirs. Anderson accused of killing and dismembering 19-year-old Sade Robinson in April of 2024. 12 women and 3 men. The jury and alternates will decide his fate.
Conan Smith defense attorney Jonathan Smith believes the prosecution will reveal its shocking array of photos on day one.
The hard stuff is coming in probably early.
As for a possible strategy of the defense,
you're going to try to limit what photos can be shown to the jury and the number of photos, right? At some point, does it become duplicative?
The trial is expected to last about 2 weeks.
The state has listed 200, nearly 300 witnesses. They have to list the witnesses, but they aren't necessarily going to call all of them also. I would say that's about the right time frame.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Anderson has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him, including first-degree intentional homicide. Man involved in a 38-hour standoff in Fredonia facing 6 felony charges. 37-year-old Matthew Novak appeared virtually for a bail hearing on Tuesday, making faces and gestures and yelling over a muted Zoom camera. Novak allegedly barricaded himself inside his house May 8th with weapons. Ozaukee County District Attorney Benjamin Lindsay.
The defendant was engaging in target practice, utilizing photographs of 2 Democratic governors of other states.
Novak's bond set at $1 million. His attorney has requested a competency evaluation. The DA's office in Wisconsin's 3rd most populous county at a staffing crisis. That's according to Waukesha County District Attorney Leslie Basie. She tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News growing caseloads are leaving prosecutors overworked.
If you don't hold them accountable for the small stuff, I think it grows into more serious criminal conduct. And I feel like asking, the governor or the legislators, what would you like me not to charge? Because for me, that's unacceptable.
Basie hopes the state legislature will support a budget amendment to add 10 assistant district attorney positions. Arkansas officials still on the hunt for an escaped killer known as the Devil in the Ozarks. Grant Harden, former police chief of Gateway, Arkansas, was convicted of murder and rape in 2017, sentenced to decades behind bars. The 56-year-old escaped from prison on Sunday by disguising himself as a law enforcement officer. President Trump issued pardons for the reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley. ABC's Rachel Scott has that story.
They were reality TV stars who rose to fame by showcasing a life of luxury and glamour. But federal prosecutors say all of that was built on an elaborate scheme to defraud banks to the tune of $30 million, hopping from one scheme to another. That couple could be walking out of prison as early as this morning with the president's pardon.
Couple sentenced to years in prison for defrauding banks out of tens of millions. Trump administration taking more action on universities. U.S. embassies and consular sections are being ordered to put a hold on scheduling new interviews as the administration considers requiring foreign students to undergo social media screening. Meanwhile, all federal agencies being ordered to end their remaining contracts with Harvard as the feud between the White House and Ivy League University intensifies. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is down 80 points, NASDAQ down 32, S&P 500 is down 11. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Well, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we've been family-owned for 70 years, helping Midwest farms and families make the most of their money. So you can trust we'll always have the supplies you need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like select Balin cattle or hog fencing. Rewards members save $3 a panel. Assorted Hillman hardware is 15% off. And new at Blaine's, 50-inch Cub Cadet steering wheel controlled zero turns are now in stock. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers win in grand fashion at American Family Field, 5-1 in 10 innings over the Boston Red Sox.
For Christian Yelich, he'd already connected on 213 career home runs, but never won in walk-off fashion.
No, it was pretty cool. You know, like you said, it's my first walk-off homer, and it's taken me 13 years to do it. And I actually thought about that before I hit first base. I was like thinking about time finally did this. And
Yelich was atop the active leaderboard for most home runs in a career without a walk-off.
It's rare that you get to experience some new things in baseball, but you never know what you're going to see every single day. And it was cool that it came in a big moment like that.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Crew hope to sweep the series today at home. Coverage starts at 11:35 right here on WTMJ. Packers back on the field today for more off-season team activities. Green Bay has his second of 3 voluntary OTA sessions. They wrap up the week tomorrow before practicing 3 more times next week. Team will begin mandatory minicamp on June 10th. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It is pretty quiet out there. We did have a disabled vehicle blocking the left shoulder, I-41 south at the ramp from Highway 119. That has been cleared off. No other major snags on the freeway system this hour.
Traffic is sponsored by Capri Community's Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Live life to the fullest at Capri's Enjoy Life Symposium on June 4th. This free event for older adults includes speakers, exhibitors, activities, and more. Register at enjoylifesymposium.com.
Here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy, rainy today, high 58. Isolated showers overnight with a low 50. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, 68 for the high. Chance of an afternoon or evening thunderstorm on Friday after a high of 76. Sunshine for the weekend, highs in the mid-60s to lower 70s inland Saturday. Sunday, highs 68 lakeside, 75 inland. 55 in Madison, 62 in Green Bay, 56 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
Oh, you just get me for the first hour because Kristen Bry is on assignment. I'm not even going to give her any grief because we were out together with our spouses last night. Lake Park Bistro. Hello! Along the bluffs of Milwaukee. Fantastic meal there. Maybe she had too much wine. But no, she's on assignment. She'll be here, I think, about right before the top of the next hour. Thanks to Constance Weber, another outstanding news update there. Of course, it's not Constance. It's Connie, but I like the name Constance for some reason. I don't know. It strikes me as fancy. And I know Connie a little bit, and she is fancy and smart and really good at her job. So thanks for that news update. We'll get back to that at the bottom of the hour for you kids. That's 10:30. A dumb joke, but I always love saying it. All right, so let's focus on the things that I think are important. So I spent some time yesterday in the context of the show talking about Elon Musk, the billionaire that people just have this billionaire envy over, sort of like old guys with Corvettes and other weird stuff. This one's about money. And Elon sort of stepped in it a little bit because we know he's buddy-buddy with the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And we just got a little short piece of audio that sort of sums up what he's trying to say here.
So, I was like, disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing.
I actually thought that when this big, beautiful bill came along. I mean, like, everything he's done on DOGE gets wiped out in the first year.
I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. My personal opinion.
Little Elon Musk there. I don't remember off the top of my head what that came from, but one of the things.
CBS This Morning looked like.
CBS This Morning, thanks to producer Jazz, always doing
Sunday morning, I'm sorry. I had the sun in the.
That's right. It's an interview. It's an upcoming interview, I think, with him on CBS Sunday morning. I didn't see the entire program this weekend. Anyway, I actually agree with Elon Musk. This is not a big, beautiful bill because it explodes our deficit. So look at me and all you texters yesterday saying, oh, my God, you're so critical of Elon Musk. He's pointing out something to you. You can have this fascination, this cult-like fascination with the President of the United States. You can have a cult-like fascination with Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world, the richest man in the world currently, but fading quickly. And still understand that perfection is not happening here. We are getting a bill, and I always have to preface this with, I'm a small government guy. I want a balanced budget. I applaud leaders who do it, from local to state to federal to presidents. Good goal. And on its face, this big, beautiful bill, as the president likes to call it, does not do that. And his point man for government efficiency, Elon Musk, is basically telling you that in his own words. Not me saying that, him saying that. So what do you Muscovites say about that? Because I'm going to spend the next half hour sort of dissecting this love affair that we all seem to have with Elon Musk. And it actually ties into something that Kristen Bry and I talked about on our You Need to Listen podcast, which I'm wearing the shirt today, by the way. The lovely logoed shirt. I should sell those. Can I make money on my... No, I can't do that. Probably not. Would WTMJ get mad if I did that? Probably. Why don't we have a... Here's the thought off the top of my head. Why don't we have a WTMJ store? Jazz, would you work at the WTMJ store selling T-shirts in your free time?
I mean, I've never worked a cash register before. I worked retail at a grocery store, but always as a bagger and a stalker.
It's all digital transactions. They slap their credit card on the machine, and it brings it up, and you're good to go. They don't even have to sign it anymore. Easy. All right, so all the talking heads, all of the smart people, all of the leadership, WTMJ store, online. Anyway. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I got a lot of Elon Musk content. So yesterday, not only did Elon Musk sort of blow up the big, beautiful budget bill, BBBB, he also blew something else up. And for all those fans of going to space and going to the moon and going to Mars, kablooey, as they say in cartoons. Not good. That's next. 608 WTMJ.
Music director Ken David Mazur leads the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra in a gorgeous double bill June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Concerts will open with Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Aaron J. Kernis's evocative cello concerto, Colored Field. MSO principal cello Susan Babini will be the soloist in this work, which was inspired by a visit to a former concentration camp from World War II. The second half of the concert features the Symphony No. 1 by Brahms, a piece that took nearly 20 years to complete as the composer attempted to shake off the looming specter of Beethoven. The result is a brilliant and original first step into the genre, though careful listeners will detect a nod to Beethoven's famous Ode to Joy. Mazur conducts Brahms June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
When you hear that air conditioner working overtime, it's already past the time you should have USA Insulation out to the house. Vince Vitrano here. Give that AC unit and your electric bills a break by making a long-term investment that pays you back. USA Insulation is the answer to saving on your heating and cooling costs from day one. Between the heating and cooling season, that's when Jeff and his team have the most room on the schedule. Tell them Vinny sent you. USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Oh, too easy, Jazz. Too easy. Let's talk about Elon Musk in this half hour of the program. Welcome to Point Taken. Kristen's on assignment. She'll be here at some point during the program today. We have a shortened show today because the Brewers, those red-hot Milwaukee Brewers, winners of 3 straight, Yelly walk-off last night. And I'm happy for Yelly. Because last time I went to a game last week, WTMJ Day, he was batting .201. He's put some homers up on the board, so I hope this is the start of something beautiful, a beautiful relationship. All right, speaking of relationships, I played in the first segment a little bit of Elon Musk on CBS talking about the fact that he's questioning the validity of the assumption that this big, beautiful budget bill can be both things, big and beautiful. And I actually supported his take on it because I don't think they can be, especially when you're exploding our deficit by, $5 trillion. The other big explosion yesterday, and this is not going to be a complimentary view of Elon Musk, his SpaceX program. They had the big explosion in January, big explosion in March, and last night, the Super Heavy Starship, everything is like declarative now, big term, Super Heavy Starship rocket. 9th test flight, both stages blowing up as part of the controlled descents on Splashdown. I actually watched the whole... They were so excited, the crew of SpaceX. Was it Starbase in Texas there? Oh, super excited. Everything's working beautifully until it wasn't. So they had this steeper descent, and they were supposed to splash down in the Gulf. Catastrophic failure when its engines reignited for what was supposed to be this sort of gentle, landing, splashdown, I should say, in the Gulf of Mexico. SpaceX, bring that music up a little bit. I think we need a little space, a little more. Yes. We're talking about space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of SpaceX. So, an overarching idea here is that Elon Musk is the guy that's going to lead us to space and Mars. And anytime obviously the folks at NASA will say there's always going to be these failures. This is 3 in a row for SpaceX, though, where they've not been able to sort of successfully do, and these are all phases, right? Getting to the next step. Massive rockets that can take us to Mars in whatever it takes, 6 months or whatever. Apparently this one had to do with a propellant leak. So Super Elon Musk. Again, I don't have the cult worship that a lot of people have. I don't like, because someone's a billionaire, I don't believe that they can do no wrong. He can do wrong. But when I see these things, I'm like, is this the guy we want to have us go to space with? See, I'm a NASA guy. I'm on their side. I know they've partnered with SpaceX on some things. We obviously had the Blue Origin story as well. Bezos. The Buff Bezos, by the way. Talk about bees. Buff Bezos. See the arms on that guy? Crazy. Anyway, Elon Musk, I don't trust. Elon Musk, I don't trust. And when I, see the fascination with the billionaire story, and this, actually, I was making this point earlier and I kind of got away from it. Chris and I spent a podcast talking about this sort of cult worship of billionaires. I think that the episode was, are all billionaires bad, or something like that. They're not bad. It's just we have to get past our obsession and our fascination and our worshiping of people because they have a lot of money. Having success financially doesn't mean you're any better, any smarter. It just means you're richer. And Elon Musk has been benefited by governmental programs. He continues to see the Starlink program heavily funded by us, taxpayers. So I guess my message on the Elon Musk thing is, Let's slow the roll on Musk taking us to Mars. Let's take a breath. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can launch these things and not blowing them up every time, these massive, massive rockets. So he's actually moving up. He calls it his cadence. The next 3 are going to be quicker flights. 1 month, one a month or less. Quicker. They're going to review all the errors of this story to see what went wrong. Here's a little CBS piece on sort of the overall view of what happened yesterday. You want to play?
Tuesday's launch was meant as a test of the mega rocket Starship the company hopes to one day send to the moon and then Mars. Once in orbit, the ship was to release a series of satellites.
We heard the door open was in progress.
But SpaceX Mission Control soon realized the door wasn't working.
So it does look like we're not going to be able to deploy Starlinks today.
From there, things only got worse. During its descent toward the Indian Ocean, the spacecraft, with no crew aboard, exploded. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Thank you, Jim Ryan. And for Elon Musk, nice try. You get a participation trophy on your SpaceX rocket booster. Phase in, or what are you calling it? Good luck on your future endeavors. And my next Muscovite piece is on his businesses because, as the Morning Brew told me this morning, nice update I get every morning on the news of the day or the previous day, things not looking very well, which is why we see the shift from government Elon to private sector Elon. Thanks to Jazz for the beautiful background music as we explore space and the final frontier and Elon Musk and all his deficiencies. Right here on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
While making the playoffs was their goal, these guys couldn't even hit a lobster roll.
Oh, look at this guy.
Look who's got Smart Pack.
The Brewers host the Red Sox for a 3-game set.
Right field deep. Back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. A 2-homer day for number 22.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 11:35. This series is sponsored by Steinhoffel's Memorial Day Sale. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, one of the big focuses in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids, yes, and surgery to feel your best, right? I want to talk to those people who are in pain right now, or maybe it's someone you love. You've done everything they've told you to do. Your pain just comes back. You're exhausted, but you don't give up. This is WTMJ Steve's Community for QC Kinetics. I'm actually going there next week. I have an elbow problem. I have to have them look at a lot of chronic soreness there. They're going to look at it for me. They're different. They're not quick fixes. Revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. I'll meet face-to-face with their medical director, Dr. Ashley Caravelli, and her team. They'll explain how the treatments work. Regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power and helps restore your damaged tissue, which is what I'm dealing with. Well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. They're not going to mask the pain. They're going after the very source of it. You can say goodbye to that chronic pain, live your best life. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. With appointments, just call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Brewers and Padres action is coming at you June 6th through the 8th. Catch an electric weekend of baseball as 2 of the game's youngest superstars square off. The first Friday game of June means Wisconsinites can grab half-off tickets to the Brewers series opener on the 6th, then score one of the top giveaways of the season, a Jackson Churio replica jersey presented by Chevrolet for the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates June 7th. Get seats at Brewers.com.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, yes. Point taken on this hump day. We're bringing that back. Even a Brewers manager, Pat Murphy, used the term yesterday, getting over the hump or something like that. All right, so the third leg, the trifecta of Muscovites and their obsession, fascination, cult-like worship of the richest man in the world has to do with this business. So the big story is sort of this separation, this departure of Elon Musk from his Doge office, which fell, just a little bit outside of their goal of finding $2 trillion in budget savings. And we'll see how that shakes out. Because, again, saying you're trimming the budget and actually seeing those results, vastly different things. Show me something is the way I like to describe that. So he's taking his MAGA hat off, which he wore enthusiastically during the campaign, exchanging it for his CEO cap, putting the old CEO cap on. So if you start with Tesla, the EV maker has had boycotts of his product. His profit drop of 71% in quarter one. That's not 7.1, 71% profit drop in quarter one. Yesterday, the EU Automobile Manufacturers Association reported Tesla sales in Europe plummeted by nearly 50% in April. So that's Tesla. Things not going well at Tesla. I see a lot of Teslas on the road, though, so somebody's still driving them. Then we go to X, or as I like to say, Twitter, which everybody with a functioning brain still calls it Twitter because X is a stupid name and a stupid company name. But anyway, the social media platform still dealing with errors and outages. Left tens of thousands of users without access on Saturday, which last time I checked is a busy day on the weekend for social media users. Traffic was down almost 10% from the 2024 presidential election through this March. So he's seeing a decline in those revenues. Now, his Starlink thing is going well, mainly because of government contracts that he's sewn up with his pal and buddy, President Donald J. Trump. And there's some good news. His Neuralink company, the brain chip company, did raise $600 million to a $9 billion valuation. So while he's suffering in the short term, don't feel sorry for Elon Musk. His companies are significant. They're worldwide. And over the last 4 years, made him the richest man in the world. So don't feel sorry for him. Just understand, whoever you're talking about, whether it's Donald J. Trump, it's Joe Biden, Elon Musk, I understand it's a weird trifecta there. Being obsessed with people that are in leadership positions, and you have to qualify Elon Musk because he's a leadership position in private sector business, but also in government because he's leading what Donald J. Trump called his most important department, government efficiency. I would say not leading it well, given the number of people who were fired and brought back. Because the devil's in the details. How you do something is just as important as what you are doing. That's the problem. That's the logic gap for most people. They like the idea. I've got friends who love Elon Musk. Jim, I'm talking about you. You love Elon Musk. But you got to do it in the right way. If you run a business, just whacking people indiscriminately can destroy your product line. It can destroy your marketing efforts. It can destroy your company because you took the wrong people out. And that's sort of what happened with Doge. Indiscriminately firing people by number, not worth, not value to the bottom line, in this case, performance of a government agency, is not smart anything. It's not the smart business. It's not smart politics. It makes you look stupid. And I know that's ironic for some people because, yes, you can be the richest man in the world and also on some things the dumbest person in the world. And I just direct you to some of his most recent commentary on a lot of different things. Because for a lot of people, Elon Musk was also obsessed with the idea of Donald J. Trump as a leader. Now, it doesn't mean Donald J. Trump as president won't achieve some good things. I hope he does, because I don't cheerlead for bad news, unlike some other people who do what I do. The reason I spent time on this is because of all you texters yesterday, you're not being fair to Elon Musk. What am I not being fair about? If your mission is to Mars, you can't keep blowing up rocket boosters. Who's going to jump in a spaceship with that's highly likely to blow up? Who's going to sign up to work in a company where the leadership is absent? Who's going to do that? And lastly, if you're going to call it a big, beautiful budget bill, make sure it is what you say it is. And don't add $5 trillion to the deficit. That doesn't suggest that you're managing your budget effectively. All right, lots more to talk to, including a drug story next. We got local news with Connie Weber. Before we get to any of that, here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Elon Musk says he is disappointed by the reconciliation bill that narrowly passed the House last week. He says that big budget just costs too much. Independent analysts have calculated the plan could add billions or trillions to the national debt. The Trump administration rejecting North Carolina's recent request for additional FEMA funding for the cleanup from Tropical Storm Helene last fall. Here's ABC National correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
North Carolina's Democratic Governor Josh Stein appealed the decision last month. FEMA's acting administrator responds that after a careful and thorough review, 6 more months of full federal funding for the Helene cleanup is, quote, not warranted. States typically pick up 25% of the cost of debris removal and other emergency measures, while the federal government pays 3/4 of the cost. Former President Biden granted North Carolina a 100% federal cost share after the storm.
The Gaza Health Ministry says 1 person was killed, dozens more hurt when a desperate crowd rushed an aid distribution center in Gaza. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. It's day 2 in the trial of Maxwell Anderson, accused of killing and dismembering Shade Robinson. Prosecutors delivered opening statements. Now it's the defense's turn. Robinson killed after meeting Anderson for a first date in April of 2024. Her remains found in locations across Milwaukee County. Jury was seated yesterday. The trial expected to last 2 weeks. Missing boater recovered from Lake Monona has been identified as Colin Smith, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. His body found late Friday night after the sailboat he and 3 others were on capsized on May 16th. 1 person drifted to shore on the overturned boat, while 2 more were rescued as they clung to a kayak. Smith was not wearing a life jacket. In Madison, a 6-year-old got a hold of a gun, pulled the trigger. That child in critical condition. A 34-year-old Zahiri Powell arrested for leaving the gun out. 2 other kids were home on Monday morning when the shooting happened, but they were not hurt. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. The Dow off 146 points, 42,196. The Nasdaq down 22, 19,176. S&P 500 down 16 points at 5,905. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have some debris on the ramp from National Avenue to I-41 South, so there may be some cleanup in that area, a little bit of slowing. Again, that's the ramp from National to I-41 South. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy and rainy today, high up to 58. Isolated showers overnight, low 50. Slight chance of showers tomorrow, high 68. A chance for afternoon and evening thunderstorms on Friday after a high of 76. Sunshine for the weekend, high Saturday, 64 lakeside, 72 inland. Upper 60s on Sunday lakeside, up to 75 inland. Right now, Madison 55, 62 in Green Bay, 56 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:33.
Maybe you don't need a new garage door. You just need to keep the door you love looking good and functioning well. Vince Vitrano for Lifetime Door Company, where they're always available to service your existing door. In the meantime, some tips from Rick Burr at Lifetime. Do not use a pressure washer on that door. It can damage the finish and paint. Do not remove parts for cleaning. Leave that to the experts. Do use a silicone-based lubricant 4 times a year. And if you need a can, stop by the showroom at 124th and Burleigh. Tell them Vinny sent you, and they'll give you one for free. LifetimeDoor.net.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian designed recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save during our Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we've been family-owned for 70 years, helping Midwest farms and families make the most of their money. So you can trust we'll always have the supplies you need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like $8 off assorted Gordon's Trimec Liquid Weed Killer Concentrate. A Kurt trailer jack with 1,000-pound load capacity, only $54.99. And all Royal Purple automotive cleaners and additives, 20% off. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleets. Be an original.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
Oh, yeah, hump day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. All right, so Kristen's going to be back in studio at some point. She's on assignment currently, but she'll be back with us. And we're going to do a special shortened edition of Ask Us Anything in the 11 o'clock hour. So if you have questions, you can start firing them our way at the old Signing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Somebody asked if I was watching the rocket explode yesterday. I did watch it twice, yes. They were so happy, the Starbase folks, and then, of course, it blew up. Honest descent, but, hopefully they've learned, or they will learn from this slight regression in their phased plan for going to Mars. You never know. All right, I wanted to talk about this because a texter, I don't know when we were talking about this. Chris and I were talking about this last week, I believe. Weight loss drugs. And there's a whole bunch of them. But I wanted to just get to some of this stuff because I think it's important. Wegovy's one. With Mounjaro is another one, I think. The context of the question was, do you think that Medicare/Medicaid, right? Medicare for over 65, Medicaid for younger than that, should they cover these GLP-1 drugs? It's an interesting question because here's some numbers. 4% of the population is currently utilizing GLP drugs, injections, primarily, to lose weights. Now, there's other things that can help, or they can do with these things, the Ozempics, right, and some of the other ones I just mentioned. They can be used to treat things like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. But here's my question. This is why I think this is fascinating. I want to do a doctor on this segment in the future. If you know that it's working for people, I have family members who have utilized the injections and have lost significant weight and look fantastic and are, more importantly, when they go for their physicals or their doctor visits, the doctors are saying to them, your numbers are great. Now, I didn't use that option. I went to Milwaukee Weight Loss and lost 40 pounds, and I have an annual physical, and I had that about 2 months after I started the program, and my numbers were exactly where they needed to be. Matter of fact, my new doc, because my other doctor retired, Dr. Bill Steinman retired after like 40 years, said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But the question is a valid one. If on the front end it costs, numbers are like $500 per injection, some a little more, some a little less, currently, but they are effective at controlling people's weight and, more importantly, reducing their weight so they go from obese to average size, average weight for their age. And it does trigger some of the declines that we're seeing in cardiovascular disease, maybe diabetes, type 2. I think we have to look at the significance of those investments on the front end. And that's where it gets tricky for people. They don't understand, well, why would we pay all this money? Can't they just eat less? That's not how it works for some people. Because of their genetics. Maybe they have a sedentary lifestyle where they sit at work for long periods. Age is certainly a factor in that. It gets harder to lose weight when you get older. It's easier to gain weight. So right now, the current status is those drugs utilized solely for weight loss are excluded from Medicare Part D coverage. unless, and this is a big unless or a but, they are used for type 2 diabetes or some of the cardiovascular diseases. Then there's a clear link. But my question is broader than that. If we can demonstrate that there's a link between losing weight, GLP or otherwise, and our combined costs of healthcare in this country, reducing the number of visits you make to your doctor, making you healthier because you're not at that more substantial weight that has put you in these high-risk categories for all kinds of ailments. Doesn't it make sense? And the reason I brought this up is because Donald Trump has said he's not paying for it. He did a whole rant last week about one of his friends who he said the drug's not working for. I'll raise my hand. I know people are taking the shots, and they are working for them. And they've lost significant weight, and they look fantastic. It's an interesting debate, but it demonstrates loudly and clearly sometimes investment up front, often substantial, can reap significant rewards down the line, and that's a problem for most people to understand because they don't see the immediate impact. Weight loss takes time. Understanding that being smart fiscally means sometimes an investment that doesn't pay off for years or decades. With a healthier U.S. population, short-term wisdom means you should at least look at this. Right now, the President of the United States says no to these weight loss GLP-1 drugs. You know what my answer is? Say yes, because I think there's long-term benefits that can save our country money on health care, and probably more importantly, can save you money on your health care. Something to think about. After the break, I'm going the complete opposite. I'm doing a 180, celebrating a special day for a lot of Americans. You know what it is? We'll find out after this.
Hey there, did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership. Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ Steve Scafidi, and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day for me and a lot of my neighbors. We had a brutal storm in Oak Creek, South Milwaukee, South Side, and this is not unique to last year. This year they've had hail damage as well, some tough hailstorms. I had it bad, but Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, just took them out to dinner last week. Awesome group. Absolute pros. This is what they do so well. They make the entire process as smooth as possible. They work with my insurance company, not against them, worked with them. Got me the most value and handled all the questions. Because let's be honest, most of us not great at dealing with insurance companies or adjusters. Quick answers, top-notch customer service, great communication. In just 2 days, complete tear-off, new roof, and clean. Even had one of those tools that picks up loose nails that sort of stumble off the roof or fall off the roof. I was so impressed I told my whole neighborhood about it. If storm damage hits your area, call the team that made it easy for me, and that is Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com today.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Don't miss Capri Community's Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium on Wednesday, June 4th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield from 8:30 to 3 p.m. This is a free and fun event for older adults 55 plus that celebrates active aging, featuring speakers like John McGivern and Jennifer Bartolotta, exhibitors, goat yoga, speed friending, raffles, food, music, and much more. Make the day your own. Pre-register at enjoylifesymposium.com. That's enjoylifesymposium.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
The Women's U.S. Open is at Erin Hills this weekend. Enjoy a free world-class dinner at the historic Fox & Hound Supper Club just minutes from Erin Hills. Buy one dinner, enjoy a second dinner free. Google the Fox & Hounds and just walk in for your free dinner.
I like mine with lettuce and tomato, Heinz 57 and French fried potatoes.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy Buffett. Jeff Wagner somewhere is raising his hand saying, give me more of that. National Hamburger Day. Yes, we're celebrating. We've been celebrating this holiday since all the way back to 2010. It's a creation of social media, obviously. Most of these things are now. There's days for everything now. But National Hamburger Day, did you know? Every year in the United States, roughly 50 billion burgers are served. 50 billion. That's a lot of burgers. Now, I don't eat burgers a lot, but when I have one, it's usually very good and worth waiting for. Now, because I'm an action guy, I love when different companies, different orgs do something about the day. So I found this story, National Hamburger Day, celebrated Wednesday, May 28th. There's a range of places who are celebrating National Hamburger Day as part of National Hamburger Month. Burger King, my friends at Burger King, I think we have one or two of those in Oak Creek. You can get a free hamburger with the purchase of $1 or more. Hello. Love that. Thank you, Burger King. Here's an odd one. Buffalo Wild Wings. Not just chicken, apparently. Half off any burger. Look who just came in studio. Kristen Bry.
Hi.
I am telling you right now, I'm wound up this hour.
Are you?
Oh, I'm
did
having...
Elon Musk get you all wound up?
Oh, of course he did.
All right.
It was everything fun. National Hamburger Day. How do you celebrate? How do you choose to celebrate it?
Dairyland's right out there in the 3rd Street Market Hall. They actually have a really good burger. Have you had their burger?
Great food.
Good smash burger.
You know, we're both still full from our outstanding meal last night at the Lake Park Bistro. Thanks to, was it Mariano, the general manager, and
Amanda.
Amanda, the executive chef. It was, and thanks to you guys for buying.
Yeah.
That was very, very nice.
Yeah, got to hang out with the spouses.
So are you going to make a hamburger today in honor of National Hamburger Day?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's
why not?
do it.
So,
homemade hamburgers or go get one.
Dairy Queen, you can get if you get a stacked burger, you get another one for $99.
Does Dairy Queen have a good burger?
Yes. I got one right by me.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I only think of Dairy Queen as ice cream or soft serve.
No, they got everything. It's all good.
Okay.
They have wicked desserts at Dairy Queen. Wicked.
What is their slushies called?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I always used to get.
I drank a lot of slushies when I was young because I worked outside in the
when's
summer.
the last time you had a slushie?
Like 30 years. Yeah.
You've never at a movie theater?
No. No. Wendy's, if you can tack on a 1-cent bacon cheeseburger junior. 1 cent. That's pricing that matters. Shake
Does
Shack.
Culver's have something today? Is it a Butterburger deal?
I got to look it up. Shake Shack, you can get a free shake burger with a $10 purchase or more. So lots of things you can do on National Burger Day. I'll say this. I probably eat burgers like 3 times a year, but when I do, they're worth the wait. They're so good. Now I feel like I have to have a hamburger.
Onion rings or fries?
I'm leaning onion rings now.
Ooh.
Are they better for you than fries, do you think?
Probably not. I think fried is fried.
Yeah?
I mean, the onion itself is probably less caloric than the potato.
Yeah, I would think.
So, less
carbs,
but
obviously.
there's still the fried outside part.
What if you tamp them off with a paper towel like my
probably
mom?
Helps. It's like what you do with a pizza slice.
Yeah. Do you do that?
No.
No, I don't either because that's the good stuff, right? The fat. That's why they used to cook with lard and bacon fats because it tasted good. That's why donuts are so awesome. It's just
it's the good stuff. The good stuff isn't necessarily the good for you stuff.
Yeah. Did you you didn't listen to any of the show? Obviously. No.
Was it good?
It was brilliant, actually.
Jazz, was it brilliant?
Yes.
Yeah, see? Okay. It was brilliant. See, I like to flex when you're gone. I flex.
You like to remind me that you did this by yourself for a long time.
For many, many years. You know, there are people that are now driving around with #MoreSteve bumper stickers on their cars. I don't know if you know this.
Are you just putting them on people's cars?
I completely made that up. Just
in every parking lot you go into, just the bandit, the bumper sticker bandit, throwing your own hashtag on everyone's car.
There are people that are talking in the social media circles about expanding this to 3 hours, what we do.
You've offered. I've
offered. Because let's be honest, the morning zoo, they don't need 4 hours. They're repeating everything in the fourth hour. We know what Vince and Eric do. We see them every day. 3 hours of what we do, action.
People need it.
I think they do need it.
I need it.
Jazz needs it. Not sure what she's talking about there, but let's just say that could happen. So what should the hashtag be for that? Hashtag hour 3, what could it be?
Hashtag more points taken.
More point taken?
Hashtag.
Let's start that.
Right, we'll keep it thinking.
Let's get that ball rolling. All right. We here's the thing. We have a shortened show today.
We do.
You had some
Have you already told everyone that we're back to Ask Us Anything?
Yes.
So submit questions.
We have an early out for the Brewers, who are on a hot streak right now, 3 in a row. Yelly with the Grand Slam walk-off, which he never done before in his career, which is sort of never.
Wow.
He never had a walk-off before, and he's MVP previously. So we're going to wrap the rest of the 10 o'clock hour after this break, and then Ask Us Anything. So get the questions in now. Anything's fair game. Any question you want to ask, Kristen or yours truly will do our best to answer them. 855-616-1620. That's the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text Line. Happy Hump Day. Happy National Hamburger Day, and happy hashtag whatever hashtag.
Points taken.
More point taken.
More point taken.
I take that point.
Take the points.
Yes. That's a good advice. Kristen, Steve, 620 WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment and Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi from Milwaukee Weight Loss. I was just there yesterday. Emily says, great job to Kathy and I on our weight loss. 40 for me. Kathy had a significant weight loss as well. It's the secret to losing a pound of fat every day. Their doctors developed this formula, and it's easy to follow. I did it. You can do it. Helps you lose weight fast, naturally, safely. No drugs or injections. No risk of serious side effects. None of the gimmicky stuff like the meals, bars, or shakes. You don't even have to exercise, but I encourage you to get out there and walk every day because that's the recipe for a long life. Their program helps reset your metabolism. That's what it's done for me. So I'm on this program for a year. Maintaining or even losing. I've lost weight since I was out of the reduction phase. Coach Emily says we can do it for anybody. Their program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most of the other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation. Many patients, 20 to 30 pounds lost in a month or two. I did it. You can do it. It's crazy to watch your body lose that weight, but you'll feel so good. Your clothes will fit better. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Well, spring is here, and it's the perfect time for you to get an awning installed on your porch, deck, or patio just in time for the beautiful weather. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Right now, you can receive $150 off your purchase. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You just can't pass on less is glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, Steve. Well, I think I knew this somewhere back in the back of my brain, but we had some callers call in to remind us that on National Hamburger Day, some say the hamburger was created right here in Wisconsin.
I did not know this.
So the story goes back to the 1800s. So it's ways back.
Wow.
So Charlie Nagreen was born in Hortonville, Wisconsin in 1870. And so he had a career in beef and onions.
Makes sense.
And in 1885, when he was 15, he traveled to Seymour to sell his meatballs at the fair. And so what he thought, people would be hungry. They're at the fair. They're seeing the different agricultural sites and exhibits. But what he didn't realize was that people wanted to keep moving while they were visiting the displays. So he was a very resourceful young man. And he had an outgoing personality. So he, since he wasn't experiencing as much success selling just the meatballs, he located some bread. He realized that people could take the meal with them if he simply smashed the meat together between two pieces of bread. He called it a hamburger. And yes, in 1885, legend has it, the burger was born at the fair in Seymour, Wisconsin.
I think we should celebrate that more. I think that's a big story.
Just go Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Charlie shirts
Charlie
with
Nygren?
like a big hamburger on it.
Nygren, you said?
Nagreen?
How you spell it?
Nagreen.
Nagreen. I think that's an incredible story. We should celebrate that more because if that's true,
I'm sure there's disputes. I'm sure there's other
it's like
places.
pizza.
I love the French, like the French in the south of France.
Yeah,
they claim pizza.
Yeah, and the
Italians don't like that.
Yeah, the Napoleons and Napoleons, is that what they Naples, whatever they're called. And then somebody in Chicago says, well, no, we invented pizza. It's like, seriously, it was around 2,000 years ago. What are you talking about? Just because you make good pizza doesn't mean you invented it. Bottom line is, even though I was just talking about weight loss drugs, there's nothing like great food. And a hamburger can do it for me still.
You get fresh ingredients for it. I feel like a lot of our food is bad because of the preservatives that are in it, not just because, beef, like there's like a certain amount of fat is good for you, a certain amount of, everything in moderation. But it's really the preservatives that I think make us feel bad, but also it keeps food from going bad.
Every time I go to Europe, I marvel at how good their food is. The simple things, the sandwiches.
How do you think the food's going to be in Scotland?
I hope good. I've never been there.
What is Scottish food? How different is it
potatoes,
from Irish food
and
English
lamb
food?
and stewish type things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's coming up. What are you going to do when I'm gone? All that.
So I'm celebrating my birthday.
Yeah, I'll get you something from Scotland. I don't know what that would be. Maybe a scarf.
A kilt?
A kilt. I already have a kilt. I should bring it with me.
Wear it on your return back. When your first show back,
June
you're wearing
25th.
our shirt today for our podcast.
You need to
wear
listen
your
podcast.
kilt when you get back from Scotland.
I know we're late for break, but one of my ideas says because I was throwing out a lot of smart ideas in the first 45 minutes.
Okay.
Why don't we have a WTMJ store where people could actually buy the things that we?
Well, we have a store. I just think it's internal.
No, external.
I know. We probably talked
for
to HR
fans
about that. Yeah.
I think it's like the most brilliant idea I've had in a long time.
And we can have hashtag more point taken.
I volunteered Jazz to run that store.
All right, we're late for break, but submit your questions, 855-616-1620. And when we come back, you can ask us anything.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for several years.
Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services, explains why.
We started with the document imaging, and I have to say that the service and support has been fantastic.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
Lori, what's your recommendation to others that aren't getting that kind of attention from their business technology company?
Please call James Imaging because they will work with you to make sure that you find a solution that can make you more efficient and productive.
Make the call, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Why settle for just the job when you could have a career in the exciting automobile industry? I'm Jim Token, president of ADAM, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The 115-member new car dealers that make up ADAM have extremely desirable service, technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now, with new ones opening up every day. Whether you're just getting out of school or considering a career change, the salary and benefits are fantastic, and the potential for advancement is unlimited. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an ADAM new car dealer. Live the life you've always imagined. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows.
Go to work happy when you go to work in the auto industry. For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.jobs. That's ADAMM.jobs.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
The Brewers are coming. The Brewers are coming. Too late. They're already here.
Bye-bye baseball! A two-homer day for number 22.
Our Brewers Red Sox game day coverage starts today at 11:35. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11:01, we have 55 degrees. It's going to be cloudy and rainy today with a high 58. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The jury's been seated and opening statements happening this morning in the trial of Maxwell Anderson, accused of murdering Sade Robinson and dismembering her body in April of 2024. Robinson's mother says she's prepared for this trial mentally and spiritually, but as she tells WTMJ host Jessica Ty, she knows she'll never fully get justice.
I want the demon fully held accountable on all of the charges.
Sheena Scarborough will never get her daughter back, but she wants Sade Robinson's killer to pay.
It affects you physically. It's very heavy. It's very draining.
What punishment do you think he should get if convicted?
He needs to get the same form of punishment of what he did to my baby.
Wisconsin does not have the death penalty, but Scarborough tells me that's a punishment she would want if it did.
I want that demon to fully feel and pay for the pain and the suffering and the torture he did to my daughter.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Anderson's pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. Trial expected to take about 2 weeks. Another day of testimony today in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Another former assistant expected to take the stand today after Capricorn Clark yesterday told jurors she was kidnapped twice while working for Combs. More from ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Clark testified one of Combs' bodyguards, known as Uncle Paulie, forced her into a dilapidated space at Bad Boy headquarters. She said a very wide, very heavy, chain-smoking man then subjected her to lie detector tests for 5 straight days after Combs suspected her of stealing jewelry he wore at one of his swanky white parties in the Hamptons. If she failed the test, Clark recalled the man telling her, "They're going to throw you in the East River."
CDC no longer recommending pregnant women and healthy children get the COVID vaccine. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made the announcement in a video posted on X Tuesday. Previously, the CDC had recommended the vaccine for everyone 6 months and older. It seems Trump ally Elon Musk not happy with the president's big, beautiful bill.
For days, Musk has hinted at his discontent with the GOP bill, but his latest comments underscoring division within the Republican Party over their own signature legislation. The massive budget bill includes billions to renew construction of the border wall, along with billions more for defense spending and an extension of Trump's 2017 tax cuts, which government estimates find will increase the deficit by more than $4 trillion over 10 years.
That's ABC's Jay O'Brien. The bill now being debated in the Senate after passing the House. The BBB warning travelers about convincing copycat websites tricking people into booking rooms that don't exist. Lisa Schiller, Senior Director of Investigations with the BBB serving Wisconsin, tells WTMJ.
It's not just hotels. It's anything to do with the travel industry. It's airlines. You think that you're on, United Airlines website, which happened to me once, and you're not. And then all of a sudden you're putting in personal information, you're putting in financial information, credit card information, and then realize later when it's probably too late.
Schiller recommends paying close attention to URLs and grammar usage to avoid hotel and travel scams. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 125 points. The Nasdaq down 21. S&P 500 is off 13. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 11:04.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Brewers and Padres action is coming at you June 6th through the 8th. Catch an electric weekend of baseball as two of the game's youngest superstars square off. The first Friday game of June means Wisconsinites can grab half-off tickets to the Brewers series opener on the 6th, then score one of the top giveaways of the season, a Jackson Churio replica jersey presented by Chevrolet for the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates June 7th. Get seats at Brewers.com.
It's Debbie Loziga, and I'm so excited because Kohler Services just transformed my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower. Kohler Services made it so easy. They came to my home and helped me design my custom shower, and they hauled away my old tub. Stephen, Luke, and Will were focused and professional installers. I recommend them to anyone. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luxstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Christian Yelich hit a grand slam in the 10th inning to give the Brewers a 5-1 win over the Red Sox. Milwaukee and Boston wrap up their series this afternoon. Coverage starts at 11:35 right here on WTMJ. Packers are back on the field for more off-season team activities. Green Bay has its second of 3 voluntary OTA sessions. Team wraps up the week tomorrow before practicing 3 more times next week. Team begins mandatory minicamp on June 10th. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a crash. It is blocking the right shoulder. This is going to be I-94 east at the ramp from 68th Street. A little slowing in that area due to that crash.
Traffic is sponsored by Capri Community's Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Live life to the fullest at Capri's Enjoy Life Symposium on June 4th. This free event for older adults includes speakers, exhibitors, activities, and more. Register at enjoylifesymposium.com.
Here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy today, light rain likely throughout the day, high 58. Isolated showers overnight with a low 50. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, 68 for the high, and then a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening. High Friday, 76. Sunshine for the weekend, high Saturday, 64 to 72. Sunday's high, 68 lakeside, 75 inland. 55 in Madison and Milwaukee, 64 in Green Bay. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Now it's time for Ask Us Anything on Point Taken. Got a burning question? Give us a call or text on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620.
Yes, Ask Us Anything is back. We got a shortened show today. Brewers coming up right after the bottom of the hour news. 11:30 for you kids. Kristen Bry's in her chair. I'm in mine. Let's go to the phone lines. You haven't done that in a while.
I know.
Don from the West Side, you're a VIP special caller on the first question of the day on Ask Us Anything. What is your question, Don?
Yes, on Meet the Press, Trump was asked if, as the president, he has to uphold the Constitution, and he said he didn't know. My question is he just that stupid that he doesn't know what the answer is, or is it because during the campaign he said from day one he was going to be a dictator, and as a dictator he doesn't have to bother with the Constitution? If we don't have the Constitution, this country is finished.
All right, thanks for the call, Don. I'll let you hang up and listen to the answer.
He didn't put his hand on the Bible
No.
at this inauguration.
Trickeration with the Bible.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not that hard. Yeah, he's too dumb to understand he's supposed to uphold the Constitution.
I just think he's...
It's not hard.
I think he just wanted to get out of that question. I don't know.
Oh, he's good.
I'm gonna ask
He's
my
good
lawyers.
at that. Here's the thing that
I think he knows. I think he just didn't want to answer the question beyond being like, "Oh, I'll check with my lawyers. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm just going to check my
and save
my lawyers."
the Trump text. I've already said I don't like him, but I respect the office, so I therefore have to respect the president. Whether I like him or not is a side issue.
Here's my question for people, because ultimately, I don't know, how do I want to phrase this? Like, what are we supposed to do? I think that's the question that I don't think we're the only ones who are saddled with this question as media folks of like, all right, so he is president. He does stuff daily that creates cause to have an opinion about or a reaction to. And so for people who get angry with us about reacting to the things that he's doing, granted that he is like the most powerful person in the world, are we just supposed to ignore it? Are we supposed to not have honest reactions? Are we like what do people want us to do who are Trump fans and understand that our job is our job, and to be authentic, like we have to respond based on our experience, based on what we know, and give you our honest opinion, because that's what we're paid to do, is give our opinion.
They want you to just go along. I'm not a go-alonger, so that's not going to be what I do, and you're free to choose what you do. This idea that we have to have a president who antagonizes the press. So if he doesn't like a question, going back to sort of what we were just talking about, he just criticizes the report, never answers the question. Trump in an interview, I encourage you, because I do this a lot.
Read the transcript.
Read the transcript. It's fascinating. One, there's not a completely finished thought process in any of the answers. They're like meandering. What do you call it? The weave. It's like, it's moronic. And I think a president should be smarter than that.
All right, I don't want Trump to take over our Ask Us Anything.
No,
so let's go
all
to
right.
a fun question.
All right,
because
fun.
this dates back over a year. So when I first started spanning the state in February of 2024, you were on with me, I think, the second day.
Yeah.
And we had Nick Wood and Zarko Begovic. I still can't pronounce his name. I couldn't pronounce it then. I still can't.
Begovic?
Yeah, something like that. So this is from BZ Consortium, which is up in Wapaka, and they're the only distributors of the wine of the sea.
Yeah.
So it was wine that is literally aged
at the bottom of the sea.
At the bottom of the Adriatic Sea, and it comes in these beautiful. I wonder if it's still. If you text wine, we should see if you can still see the bottle, because we sent people a year ago,
it was
and
amazing.
I wonder if that link
it
is
had
still.
Like coral forming.
So it has
on it?
coral formations on it. So these beautiful bottles, and Zarko was super kind. He came and brought us 2 bottles of wine each. And so the question was, Kristen, I'm dying to know if you tried your wine at the sea. Almost bought one after your segment a long time ago. My recommendation: buy one. It was so good.
It was delicious. We had it at a family event. Everyone loved it. The taste was amazing. And something about that aging at the bottom, the cool water, made it taste amazing. I don't remember the brand, not the brand.
Type of wine.
The type of wine.
I had one white and one red.
I had a
both
red.
Good.
I had a red, and it was fantastic. So
I think we need to get Zarko back on the show,
We
even
should.
though there's nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, we should.
In the hopes that he just brings us more wine.
Is that self-serving? Yeah.
It's totally self-serving. I'm sorry. How many partner reads do you have every day that's a little self-serving?
Come on now. All right, we got to take a break.
All right, we'll take a break. Ask us anything. 855-616-1620. Shoot us a text or give us a call on Point Taken.
While making the playoffs was their goal, these guys couldn't even hit a lobster roll.
Oh, look at this guy.
Look who's got Smart Pack.
The Brewers host the Red Sox for a 3-game set.
Right field deep. Back at the track. Bye-bye baseball. A 2-homer day for number 22.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 11:35. This series is sponsored by Steinhoffel's Memorial Day Sale. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
All right, WTMJ, Steve Schiavone for Advent. I had snoring issues, tossing and turning restless nights to sleep. That does not have to be your reality. It's no longer mine, and I woke up tired and grouchy. Yeah, and that was not fun. I went to Advent, 30-minute visit, talked to their docs, great facilities, amazing facilities, great people working there. And they walked through my issues. We talked about it. They put me at ease. We did a really simple sleep study at home in my own bed. Easy. They figured out for me, sinuses and nasal passages. Very common problem for people. Now, everyone's different problems, different solutions, different variations on the theme, but I am now sleeping through the whole night. Uninterrupted sleep. That should be your goal. It will make you so rested and refreshed at the end of your sleep. And if you struggle like I used to, go find out how Advent can help you. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better, go to AdventKnows.com and schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Ask us anything on this Hump Day edition. Kristen and Steve in studio on Point Taken on WTMJ.
All right, here's one. Have you ever been dog sledding before?
Dog sledding? No.
I have also never been dog sledding. Would you go dog sledding?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
I would also go dog sledding.
Although I'm not a fan of the cold.
I think you get like big parkas. I think they
and the big
prepare
gloves,
you.
big
Yeah.
mitts.
I had a friend who did it. When did I see Lindsay? She went and she said it was fun.
I would
She felt bad
imagine.
for the dogs though. She was like, "This is."
No, dogs love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people that raise those dogs, they love those dogs. I mean, they're part of their family. So yeah, I would definitely.
do it. Have not done it.
All right, real quick one. Joe B from West Allica. That's interesting. How'd you do deer hunting last year? I told the story. I didn't see one deer. It's the first time in my history of deer hunting.
You didn't see a deer?
I didn't see a deer. Typically, I see 30 on opening day. Not a one.
Wow.
It was a long, long weekend. Although we had a blast with our partners and the crew at the next deer camp over. My dad was there cooking his food as always. He cooked his spaghetti and meatballs as he always does. So it was awesome.
Could have made meatballs and hamburgers.
We could have on National Hamburger Day. All right, well, this is an interesting one because it's about Trump criticism. Now, people like to say, "Oh, you just hate Trump." Well, I'm not a fan of his. Your constant Trump criticism and terminology used is demeaning. You never belittle Democrats or liberals. Actually, I've cut down liberals a lot over the years. I used to play.
Do you think you've been as hard on any liberals as you are on Trump?
Not now, because there's no liberals in power on the national level. They control Congress, Republicans do, and Trump controls the White House.
Have you ever been that hard on Tony?
Yeah, I've called him out.
You called him names?
I used to play Tammy, the song Tammy for Tammy Baldwin whenever we talked about her. You ever hear that song?
Was that supposed to, and that was demeaning?
It was just sort of a silly thing that we did whenever we brought her up on the show.
Okay.
Although I got to give her credit. She's won big races.
Won big races?
Impressively.
I mean, I feel like she's someone who genuinely has Wisconsinites' best interest at heart as far as the things when she picks her battles as far as what she's advocating for. But
it's interesting, as one of the most extreme liberal members of Congress, she actually aligns herself with some of the issues in Wisconsin that
she has a ton of bipartisan,
non-liberal
being co-author
positions
of different bills and stuff where she's worked across the aisle.
And I love her just for the fact that she's promoting this idea that Western Wisconsin sports fans should not be subject to the Minnesota Vikings broadcast. Are you serious? Control our
Go
states.
Pack Go bill.
Go Pack Go. Go Pack Go.
All right.
I'm on her side on that.
We got time for another one?
Yes.
Okay. As it seems, more Americans are feeling like they are left without a political party. Do you feel like we're getting towards the stages of having an actual viable third party?
Ooh. God, I hope so.
But here's the thing. I think there's so many people who want a third party, but also without knowing what that third party would represent and stand for, how do you know you're going to like? Because what if the third party was to the left or to the right of our current party? Then there's a bunch of people who are moderates who probably still would feel like they're missing. They still don't have a party that suits them, right? Because there's people who are unhappy with the two-party system. But for an actual third party to have the financial backing, the popularity, does it become a middle party?
Yes, of course. That's the only way it can work.
So what would it take from
It would
each,
require.
What would it take from each party to grab enough to be a viable option?
It's not as complicated as you think.
What would the platform be?
Center of the road on a lot of issues.
Like what?
Small government, but not stripping all the rights of Americans to have health care and Social Security, something like that. Or an infrastructure plan that doesn't bankrupt us, but still keeps the roads safe. And maybe that's in Wisconsin.
What was Andrew Yang's party that he tried to launch?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, it wasn't No Labels.
One America. I don't know. They all have their. It's got to be center. But here's the thing. Here's how this happens. How do we fund campaigns? Left and right, Republican, Democrats, individual donations and billionaires. Once the billionaires and the individual donors start donating to whatever that center party is, that center party will be relevant. Without that funding, no.
But the Republican and Democrat, that's the last thing that they want.
Of course.
Like the bigger threat than either party is a third party, because this is how a duopoly actually works.
The other
is all they have to do right now is make you hate the other party and let them be the less bad option. And so that works for them as parties. And so the threat of a third party is in neither party's interest.
Yeah, and I think that's bad for America.
I also think that's
do
bad for
something
America.
That's different. And until the billionaires and all those people who donate, and I'll be the first to say, donating. If you donate to a campaign, I think you're an idiot. That's why they're not using your money wisely. They're buying those stupid campaign ads that none of us will pay attention to. They're wasting your money. Spend your money on something. Donate to a cause you feel good about. The diaper thing that you
Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
Yeah, do something positive with it. Stop giving these knuckleheads, which is the nice way of saying you're an idiot, your money to waste. That's why we're at where we're at, because all the money's going to those two parties. It has to stop. It starts with you, though. Two things happen. You give money and you vote. And if you keep voting for those two parties, you're going to be getting what you get, which sucks. Absolutely sucks. I hate parties because they're not productive for our country. They talk, but they don't do.
Would you prefer to live in a European with parliament and when there's more representative proportional representation?
I'd live in Europe because it's cheaper to live and their food's better and their wine's better. How about that?
All right.
Politics aside, that's the reason I'd go there. Our last break before we get to the bottom of the hour news. She's Chris and I'm Steve. Point taken.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
If you listen to the news, the focus in America today on your health and your determination to look beyond the pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I want to talk to the people who are in pain right now. Maybe it's someone you love, friend, neighbor. You've done everything they told you to do. The pain just come back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. It's Steve Scafidi from WTMJ for QC Kinetics. I got an appointment next week. I'll find out what's ailing me with my elbow. They're different. They're not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. I'm going to meet face-to-face with Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team to explain how their regenerative treatments take my body's own healing power and helps restore the damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people and will help me as well. So many of them right here in Milwaukee, and they'd be honored to help you as well. No masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Appointments, just call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474.
With the trees budding and the flowers blooming, take a beautiful drive this week through the Kettle Moraine Forest for a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It is the most unique and affordable dining destination in Wisconsin, and your second dinner's free. Order your favorite steak, seafood, the pan-fried walleye, a fresh salad, steak and lobster, even prime rib on Wednesdays, Any entree, your second dinner is free. Desserts, my favorite part of dinner, are also buy one, get one free. Unwind with a sweet old-fashioned, 20 bourbons, 100 wines. Celebrate a birthday, celebrate an anniversary, or just a quiet, free dinner with your sweetie at one of those 8 dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, easy to get to, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The spring drive is spectacular. It's coming to life. Fox and Hounds gift cards make perfect year-round gifts, as your second dinner is always free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Walk on in tonight for your free Fox and Hounds dinner.
You know the voice.
Fly ball, right field, out of here!
You know the iconic calls.
Fly ball, deep right! Back to back!
And you know he's our Brewers 360 guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. Every Wednesday at 8:45, it's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Oh, that's for all of you who say I never criticized. I had so much fun with Tammy Baldwin when we were over at the Radio City. This is always the lead into any time we were going to blow her up on something that she was doing. So I missed that. It's a sweet song. It's from like 1960s, I think. Is that Doris Day? Who's singing that song?
I don't know. Whoever put it in there didn't label it.
Oh, that's bad producing 101.
All right. Have you ever participated in any sheep's head tournaments?
No, but I love the game.
All right.
Table Talk, I recommend it, and it's an art form. Don't be obvious. Table Talk.
Let's see. Oh, this is a funny one. So there's a funny story behind this. So after the election, it's a little bit with a daily show, but there's something about a daily show. There's always stuff to talk about. We never have enough time to talk about all of it. But I feel like when it comes to my column with Journal Sentinel, it's one a week. The weeks come fast, and there's just kind of like, what do I want to talk about this week? So sometimes there's a little, I've been serious and been heavy issues week after week, wanting to get it a little bit lighter. So it was after the election, and if you remember, after the election, one of Wisconsin's congressmen, Glenn Grothman, was on the committee that was once again hearing UAP, having hearings about UFOs, now called UAPs. Right. And I decided to have a little fun with it. And I tried to, an Independence Day, unite, let's release everything we know so that it can unite us as a country, maybe as a world. And so it was supposed to be a little bit more humorous. USA Today ran it. Wow. I got invited on podcasts because people read it and thought I was this advocate for releasing all the records, which sure, I guess I am, but it's nothing that I have actually been passionate about. But I got a little swept up in the people who are very committed to this, to finding out what we actually know.
I thought the president said he had released all of the UFO stuff or UAP stuff.
I don't think so.
So I've said this before, I don't believe in aliens, those kind of aliens.
What do you don't think there's any in the entire universe we're the only planet that has life on it?
There are alien life forms. There's not alien life forms that we can communicate with.
Okay.
That fly around in flying saucers or whatever else you think they hover around in. Not the Independence Day version of those.
Okay. We're not going to be attacked.
They're basically flying modified F-16s, although they're aliens. How did that symmetry work? That they have the same sort of planes we have, that our guys can jump in, including the President of the United States.
Bill Pullman.
He is a great actor, by the way.
He hasn't been in anything in a long time.
What's that show, Sinners? Is that the show he's on?
The movie that just came out?
No, the show. Is it? Someone tell me.
Bill Pullman's on a current show?
I thought it was called Sinners, but I could be wrong. It's a one-word name. Also, by the way, that Tammy song sung by the outstanding Debbie Reynolds.
Which every Debbie in your age group.
Named after her?
Named after her, including my mother.
I know a lot of Debbies, including Debbie Lazaga.
I don't know if Debbie Lazaga. She might be too young to be named after Debbie Reynolds.
Next time we run into her, let's ask her.
Okay.
All right, so we have a moment left. Thanks for the person that agreed with me on the party sucking thing. It's not good. And another texter says the duopoly has to end for the good of America. Let's not act like it can't happen. It can happen, but as I said, the funding has to change. Citizens United.
I would say there's a lot
opened up-
about how we fund our politics that has to change if we want it to be a better America.
I just never can get
The
past.
Citizens United thing is just wild to me.
Let's just let billionaires give as much, like the Elon Musk of the world. Although thankfully,
Money is speech. Corporations are people.
Elon has decided that it is Sinners. Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Oh.
The show Sinners. First 2 seasons, brilliant TV. You have to catch up. You're way behind on your list of shows you have to watch.
I'm behind on most things in life, Steve.
Yeah. Pick it up.
My list is long.
Me telling a young man to get busy. No, you got enough on your plate. But at some point, watch it.
Okay.
So thanks for all the great questions. We do it every Wednesday. Love the questions. Politics or anything really. It's sort of a pushback.
The Hump Day special.
The Hump Day special, yeah. We played the clip, by the way.
That does not surprise me.
We got to play
I would
it.
expect nothing less.
What are we talking about tomorrow? Oh, Jeremy Janine's going to join us on tomorrow's program.
And we got a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to today.
Yeah, like what?
RFK announcing that recommendations for the coronavirus shot. The Ten Commandments will now be displayed in every public classroom in Texas.
Somebody please explain to me how that is not a violation of our Constitution.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
For the first time ever, China dropped its greenhouse gas emissions, which proves it can be done.
So China is paying attention to that problem. Interesting, because
sure.
that was the argument that conservatives always made. Well, China's not.
Yeah.
Well,
overall
hold on
greenhouse
a second.
gas emissions have dropped for the first time, thanks largely to the country's aggressively build out of clean energy. What else did I throw on here?
Look at this show planning on live on the. I love it. That's the different. This is a different kind of show, folks.
The Christian right has become taken with the idea that empathy is a massive sin.
What's the Christian left up to? What are those folks doing?
Helping people, feeding the poor.
Oh, look at you. All right. Thanks for listening. Connie Weber's going to take it from here, and they got early Brewers today. Go Brewers. All yours, Connie.
Thanks so much. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:30, day 2 of the trial of Maxwell Anderson, accused of killing his date, Sade Robinson, and dismembering the body. The remains of the 19-year-old found in various locations in Milwaukee County and in Illinois.